Okay.
Maybe in a little bit.
But
Stop. Get off of the chair now. Melvin, get
Gifford,
off
mute
of the
your
chair.
mic. Gifford, mute your mic.
Sorry, bud.
interesting. Okay, so the agenda for this meeting was supposed to be you and points. This meeting will take long. So things will be through. And a few things that I think we need to talk about that's a little bit important. So, directing all your attentions to the agenda, just a quick follow up last meeting. Pretty sure you're most. How many of you?
I was.
Oh, it was.
Sadly gone. Alright, so we went through quite a few things. Had like to quickly go through recon mission. That was success. That and I think continue doing. Considering I'm the only HQ here, it's not really a hard vote. Yeah. Does anyone have anything from last time they want to talk about, or should? Awkward sign. Good. So, since last, quite a few things happened. Well, we opened up, have our first team there, and I don't know how many people got sent to reserve this round, but with that said, it will definitely be in cooperation with up a 4-1. But that really requires people. Along with that, we also consider open A spots, but that's a conversation that I need to talk to Ramos about first. And since oh yeah, a lot about training, a lot about documents made. So yeah, but pretty much everything that we talked about last time has good. Nice with the silence. Unit structure. Quickly went through it for one, and then the conversation that we have among you. So I need to hear if you promise first. And so again, it's gonna. Next point on the list is our new servers. As you probably have seen, now have a new website. Not a new form. Look to the. This has. This has been done in same ways, the ways due to dedicated servers. And this basically means we're getting a new box that looks powerful. All we do is I decided there are things, including getting some web page forms. Now we are still working on a few, but essential things that are up and running. A quick comment to that. Gaunt, did you get my message?
Where did you send it to me? Yes. Yes,
Good.
you did. Yes,
So there is a up and I got promised good over transfer. TeamSpeak. So at some point that will. Now with the new server, we have the option to point a few. Basically, we create FTPs to servers. People can upload stuff. But that also requires the people to step up shop. Back to that. The idea that I have with the servers that first of all we have our op server dedicated box. I don't remember who it was that gave the offer server gaunt.
Both C. Smith and Tyler Wills.
Okay, so there's two servers that are being put forward so we can. One I thought we could server in mission. With that said, I also want to create a official trainings. It's basically do have a training server on it. People go trainings. This way we can also separate admin access. Admins have certain, which also makes it easier for us again to get admins stuff on training server. At the end, it's all of it is basically just to ease the work that I currently have, and that Droz usually had, but also due to there might be some rotations in the servers. We like things. Any questions about the servers? Any comments? And Sailor, I know you sent me a message from time back. I kind of never got back to that, and that's why we have the game rooms. I even though I like to make rooms on TeamSpeak, I am not going to create a dedicated one and decide to, even though it's quite interesting, to say the least. But that's basically what the game rooms are there for. If you need a password on it, talk to any admin on TeamSpeak. The current admins are, well, the server admin, myself, Droz, Ramos, and other admins are Gaunt, Bot, Reynolds, being Hendrix is also admin. So, and there will probably be some more along the time, but as those people, and you can always ask them if you need a password for to do it. Of course, if it's on a fire team room, I don't really like passwords on fire team rooms. Game rooms, I can understand if you have something special. And classrooms. Good. Again, any questions about game server website/forum? Any comments? Good. If you find a bug something that's not working whatsoever, please send a message to me of where you found it. Fixed. I went through most of the, but we're all humans. Takes some of it. Yeah. Good. Moving on to point number 4. S-shops. As you know, this unit is run on volunteering. Most of the work being done today are done by the current server, which itself almost. Oh, lately people stepped up to do some mission team. Recently Recor stepped up, public affairs chief role. But as you can see on here, I'm gonna second. and Element. There is quite a few. Some spots are open, but soon to be out. But two sections really need some attention right now. So basically, general personnel staff, support staff, and of course, public affairs staff, media team, SUS control team. The SUS control team are currently looking for what do we call it, one or two more SUS operators.
Yep.
That can be involved in a rotation SUS. Basically, it is that you, in your rotation, get a operation be in the planning, so people are gonna, among myself and Rod, and gonna have a you're gonna have a word in where we're going with everything. Of course, some idea of how to SUS stuff is required, though you can quite a bit. Don't hesitate. SUSes. In regards to S1, I know after the last HQ meeting, Ramos had quite a few people in his chat talk about S1. Now I don't know how far he got with that. I do know though that we soon, not far, okay, we will most likely some personnel clerk, probably 1 or 2 in staff. This being said, S1, just for those who don't know, basically make sure that like all the reports that are being posted, for example, film report, operation report, all of that is being registered on our spreadsheet, which calculates everything and registers everything. It also requires you might have seen processed. Basically, when he writes that, that means that he's taking the information on the report and put it into the spreadsheet, updated form profile, and that's pretty much what personnel clerks are doing. I think we. So again, I saw your message there, Stellar, and it's going to be in cooperation with Ramos. This one, but also with HQ. So, let's see here. A few comments. Is it Gifford? Please correct me.
Yes.
Good. I didn't butcher the name. Plus point for me. Public affairs. That's like Recor hasn't really got his. That's gonna be with Recor. Recor is gonna charge of that. Probably myself. And it's pretty much just Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. It's the Arma Unis page. The other pages we have here and there and everywhere, make new ones, for example. So
All right.
there's a few things to it, but it's not something that's too time consuming. How we did it previously is pretty much just like, for example, promotions. Post who got promoted, congratulate. Any good videos put up on every page, pictures, so on, so on. It that's pretty much the basic stuff, like you would do at any other community or if streaming.
All right. Yeah.
In regards to the media team, of course, the media team and the public affairs are together quite. The media team needs to create content for public affairs. Recently, my focus has turned more toward administering this unit and not making videos about it. So, a few people that are willing to do some editing, do some graphical work, it's just fine. Of course, and this is not to be dickhead, a certain, how to put it, certain quality required, of course. And of course everything will be edited through S2.
Yeah, all content gets pushed up, kind of reviewed, correct?
Yes, everything. Because of course there's a few things that we can't do video wise, but it's good if anyone wants to join that. We'll figure something out.
Yeah. As far as the public affairs goes, I don't really social media, so I probably couldn't do too much in that regard. I don't have a Facebook or anything like that or Twitter.
Public affairs
But
could
as
also
far as
be a monthly newsletter, for example, that is
see, I
needed.
could do something like that. So
It's an idea. It's something we can work on, or if you find another concept, everything like that is do it. The only reason we don't have it is simply because I don't have 20 a day.
yeah, I know how that goes too. I know exactly how that goes.
That's my limitation.
And I mean, I wouldn't have any problems helping out with like personnel clerk work as well. I do a lot of paperwork for my business. So I fly through shit.
That's good. I'm just gonna write down names right now. Of course, this will be posted on the, and I kind of hoped that people was. I'm also gonna make a post about which Ed shops are. It will be in the event announcement section, and will contain all the spots that people can pretty much. Now I've written down Settler, I've written down Gifford, uh, and from there we take how there is quite a few open about one spot, not then being and like pretty much everything help. There's a lot of things that we are slacking catch up on areas, but we're getting there. Any questions about the S shops work behind the unit?
No, I'd just like to get, a finger in the mix. I'd like to help out with some of that stuff. And
Good to hear, and welcome.
thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, pretty much. Yeah.
Sorry to jump off on a different side here, but I was wondering if I want to bring this to your attention. Maybe it might be a good idea for the new recruits, the new privates who are joined. Every month we have our first Saturday meeting. Would it be a good idea to possibly, when everyone's part of the HQ meeting, introduce the new members to the unit and put out their names and stuff and welcome?
That's something. For example, I think we should do. HQ meeting is the thing about this. It's pretty much a meeting that ended to where we pretty much decided to, instead of just having everyone second of all input. So it's not so much a thing it is today because, but yeah, we do have find it. Anyone remember where that is?
Yeah, I got it.
Yes, here. Um, but if go in just hello, yourself if you have questions. It hasn't been used, so not a lot of people, but it's there. And I would, yes, maybe we could also do. It's a delicate. Don't want to pressure people. The experience is that when people join, uh, it takes it's very individual on the time it takes for people to scare them away. Tried that before. So, from a long time ago, that we kind of want to not feel pressured to do anything. We welcome, but we didn't want to pressure them. But I like the idea if people are willing to do it. I hope that answers.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I do like the idea of the newsletter, putting it out in a document so people can read it. Sounds a lot better than just stating it for those few seconds in the meeting. Not everybody can attend, so everybody can have a chance to read it. I think it's more professional. You're right.
It makes more sense. It's when this is not informed. Other than that. Okay. Um, I have one thing. I used time last night. As you know, the unit I have updated our economy budget. But still, as you can see, it's half of them very nicely covered, and in the other, quite a bit of uh, once a server at the moment covered. Also, is us actually having it helps me. Unit still has $60. I am safe. So, out of the $700 that, of course, is good. It's already better. So, but if anyone wants to athlete take anything, not Dennis. Thing is, we required to, but we were a little bit. May do. Uh, Seller.
Since you're the admin on that for the server, are you having to, when you make the payment, are you able to pay in US dollars or are you paying in krona?
I can pay in whatever.
Because isn't the exchange rate for dollars would be better off?
Um, it really resembled the server count that fucking I. Server still in Canada. Count is now. And goes,
Oh,
but it's still, even with the rates, it's pretty much the same. they are having it's through PayPal, and PayPal doesn't changes. The only big thing is withdraw. It's just fine. It's pretty much the same. Still saving about $70, 5-ish month.
Okay, cool.
And hopefully, we're getting a better server out of it. Oh, which
You said we'll see Sunday or we'll see something?
we'll see on Sunday because we're testing the new server with.
Nice.
We have the old server in backup. Thing sells out, but that's a pain for me. All right. Nonetheless, the last post on also specs. See. Into and also change from that's the SSD. It should hopefully now I haven't really I don't have the major experience in setting up, but I'm and without having it. Stellar D specs second post. Yeah, it's hopefully it turns out quite well. I hope that we plus also we play on the new server with last Sunday. We're there I experience. No one was there. Anyone?
I was there.
I was there. The server worked flawlessly.
Server was flawless right up until the end.
The thing that happened at course as a server, but it wasn't the server acting. I was really scared. Oof. I had internet issues. Like I had problems. I only saw like the work great. So hopefully it worked.
I don't know what's more taxing on Arma's for the server, if it's like being in a city or like 40 people throwing smokes all at once, because we had that at the beginning too, and there wasn't really much of a frame rate drop.
Both things definitely have some down. We'll see. I don't know if you guys have read the op.
Been nice knowing you, gentlemen.
And it's pretty much a direct continuation for in the back ish. So yeah, any questions about anything about the donations servers? I nothing. Oh, just to clarify real quick, everything that's being said down here, stays on the page. it's only being used to cover the only expenses we have at the moment is the server and the programs. Everything that's being put in there, that people behind the unit, i.e., me at the moment, I get nothing out of it. Just to be clear. So, moving along. I kinda didn't write this onto the points because we need to talk about the professionalism in this unit. Now, before I begin my rant, just be clear, it is not aimed at anyone specific. This is a general thing. Now I'm gonna post a video talking about our unit. So it's a general thing. Professionalism has taken a bit of dip lately. Like it's gone a little bit downhill if you ask me. Now there is a few reasons to this, and I know it, so that's why I'm not putting any specific. Have a lot of new people. We have a lot of members. A lot of these members willing to put time and effort. It's great. We also have people leading teams willing to learn. Now, being a fire team takes experience. It's learning by failing. So, of course, this is like I'm not expecting it to change from one day. Expecting miracles. What I'm expecting is people to what everyone. We are here to have fun. Yes, I completely agree. Though, fun can also involve. Usually it's not an issue. Usually people take it quite should be. So I have over the last couple of weeks received 2 complaints, not against specific people, general event that happened. An example, being in a helicopter, talking about shit that has nothing to do with helicopter. Making people that need to communicate while being in the helicopter and being able to. It is, and this is just an example. There's been, but an example like this is quite clear. Of course, we haven't really had a lot of training and practice in doing helicopter transportation, so that's something we need to work on. Welcome, Ramos. That's something we need to work on, and that's where we're going at this. Everything needs to be, and it's going up from HQ level down to squad leads, down to our team leads, and down to our team members. But we're getting there. So don't worry, it's getting better every day. Alright, that was my rant. If anyone has anything they wanna add to this, now we're not throwing accusations on the room. We just talk about general issues. Please do participate. But yeah. Level. Anyone? Friends?
Are you looking for? Are you want to putting out?
No, I want to hear what people's experiences, because there's been different experiences of what is happening. So I just want to hear if anyone had any issues with it.
I think I think the biggest thing I've seen so far out of the past 4 ops I've been in, for me as the AR in my fire team, I've seen. I'm not going to say if it's my fire team or another fire team on 3-2, but I've seen an individual in the fire team not listen to the direct orders of the the fire team lead, and uh, members running around doing his own thing, posing for photos, other stuff running around. FTL is saying, "Hey, get back in line, do this and this." All disregarded. That kind of, I didn't like that, and nor did the FTL. Just an example of what I've seen once. I think once or twice.
Well, if I could comment on that real quick. If you do end up seeing that and your fire team leader ends up seeing that and something's not going on and he tries to talk to the individual, he needs to make sure that he's passing the information up the chain so that it can be resolved.
Got it. I'm not sure if he did or not.
Yeah. If it doesn't get passed up, because the fire team lead would have to talk to.
Correct.
No one can by that person.
If it happens again, I'll get with the chain of command, my first level chain of command, and see where that's going. Because I want to make sure you all are in the loop with that, and it's not just ending with him.
Be the best thing. Yeah, a good way to approach is
Of course.
down to it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, like, I'm glad you're bringing it up. I think you hit the points that I've been seeing as well, like big influx of new people. I think they generally all have the right intentions, but I think we need to be clear what our expectations are. And when those expectations are in effect, for instance, fun ops will be a bit more relaxed than the normal operations, etc. But I think in general, you guys have set a good tone with this unit. It takes serious things serious, and then not serious things not serious. So in general, I think we're heading in the right direction. But with the influx, we need to sort of maybe make those expectations clear again.
Yep. Yeah. Almost just. Things I needed to talk to you about.
Okay.
So, we are down to other comments. So if anyone has anything, now is the time to bring it up. If anyone has any questions, comments. So hopefully someone has something.
I always have a question. Any more luck on the AI mods, either ASR or VCOM testing?
I'll be completely honest with you. With the recent things with the server, simply, I promise you, I'll get to it. I'll probably. But we need to test because both mods sounds awesome. I'm really honest here. It sounds great. Both have pluses and minuses, but it needs to be tested thoroughly.
And will the AI work with Ace's AI?
Now we have the chance with our own, but again, it requires us happening. Time has not there for testing. The only big change that's happening right now, pretty much after the last time, Ace has, I have not using mod for it. That's the only big change that's happening happened until everything's settled with it. But it's, I promise you, during this year.
Has the decision? Oh, excuse me, Paul. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking.
Decision about. Okay, East. Is it? Well, you posted it. Is it?
Nope.
My cue there is saying good question to Seller. I didn't have a question.
Oh, okay. My bad then, Ramos.
All right. So has the decision been made to open up the weapons team at this
No.
point?
That
No.
is one of
Okay.
we can do. Then, I kind of hope we can.
Well,
But that's again, it's a.
I mean, I feel like we can also include everyone else and get their opinion on it because it is really affecting them as well.
Well, we talked about it last meeting. Talked. Up. Pretty
Mhm.
much what we need. Document. And from there add. So we can pretty much just, my opinion, team lead.
Have them be the main.
We
I
decide
guess
on team lead, and then from there we can getting it.
getting the documents ready.
Say the document for
Mhm.
got a very link.
Okay.
So we could just start there, and then incorporate that team lead. Get a team.
I mean, I'm up for that because we are +1 in a lot of areas right now. We're not completely full, but
I kind of want to have, as we talked about last time. Now we have some people. Kind of person have a.
yeah, I agree. And that was my point of view
Yeah.
the last.
Yeah, you mentioned that. But yeah, if we do that and have tree.
That sounds good to me.
Any comments?
Sign me up.
In this. Oh, let me hear it.
Yeah, we'll put one up there up soon, probably after the.
After the suit. So yeah, we get that done.
Oh fuck yeah! Including that because we're gonna have a weapons team too. We're gonna need someone to step up for platoon command.
Yeah, I actually had a real good talk with Rod about kind of wanted private.
Okay.
I had hope we could do it before things happen.
Yeah, apologize for that.
No worries. We'll figure. I just want to hear talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anything else people want to bring up? Now's the time.
Suppressor thing. We're talking about the whole Marine Corps using, or infantry all using suppressors.
I was going to put a post yesterday on the forum about that, but I think Marine Corps is going to be heading more towards suppressors Marine Corps wide as the future goes forward, because we're seeing in their procurement processes now they're wanting more Mark 18 style rifles as opposed to your 16-inch rifles. And they're getting shorter and shorter because ballistics, I mean, bullet manufacturing has gotten a lot better. So we're getting better terminal ballistics and ballistic coefficients out of modern ammunition as opposed to even 20, 30 years ago, let alone 60 when, the M16 platform was designed. Another thing is it's about being able to quickly identify from a distance friendlies. Just looking at the rifle, you could tell if they have a suppressor, because typically, the whole battalion or the whole company, they'll all be kitted out the same way. But I think we're going to start seeing them get more prolific. Not necessarily just for a tactical sense either, but strategic long-term planning. I think the Department of Navy's tired of paying people for tinnitus, shit like that. You know what I mean?
But as for and
What
please
he
correct
said.
me if I'm wrong. They have only equipped challenge.
I believe one for right now.
And unfortunately, the battalion that we're portraying isn't that battalion, is it?
I don't think so. I think it's somebody out at Pendleton, out First Marine Division.
Second Marine. Yeah.
Is it second? Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true too. But I do think we'll start
Technically, we
seeing
don't have
that
to be.
going forward. Because, like I said, you look at some of the rifles the DoD's been looking at, having all their test and procurement procedures going through. They're all getting shorter and shorter, like towards the 10.3 and 12-inch barrels. And I think that's because they want to host suppressors on those rifles. So
It's definitely doable. I think I use. Now I don't think we have had a lot of testing with. I think. Did anyone tried it out?
Yeah, East has.
Yeah, I've used it quite a bit. Like when I'm playing not in the operations, and I like it a lot. The only thing I'd say is that if we go to using suppressors for all of our units, it's going to have an impact on how the AI reacts to us. So I think that needs to be sort of considered in this. Like, yes, we want to, model realism, and if the Marine Corps goes towards suppressors, I understand why they're doing that, but it does have different impacts on the way the game gets played due to the way the AI reacts to suppressed weapons.
Without an AI mod, they generally find you even with a suppressor.
Yeah, but it is delayed. I'll tell you, as like an AR, if I have it unsuppressed and I'm laying down suppressing fire, I usually get sniped from the bushes somewhere. But with the suppressor on, that doesn't happen. So there is a certain difference in the way the AI is acting towards me.
well, the two biggest things the suppressor do for you is one, it all but eliminates muzzle flash altogether, which that's one of the first things you can identify, and then it eliminates the enemy's ability to range an enemy from an unknown position. So you're taking fire, they have the crack boom. You hear the crack of the bullet go by, then you hear the boom of the rapport, and you can time that, and you can kind of figure out, okay, they're about 500 meters away. and it denies that. And this game actually kind of simulates that a little bit. I don't know how accurate it is, but I've noticed that with whatever mods you guys are running, I can kind of get a good idea how far somebody is away if they're shooting at me unsuppressed.
Yeah, for sure. And you can tell like the what kind of round they're using. Like you can tell if you're taking sniper fire by that delay and
Yeah.
the echo from the actual gun report.
Yeah, the rapport of the rifle. Yeah.
What do you think, Ramos?
Honestly, hang on. Hutchinson, is there something up with your mic? Honestly,
Oh,
in my
sorry.
opinion, because we're not the unit that's using it in real life, I want to wait until that order's been called out for us to be used. I mean, it's something that we can do during fun ops for sure, but presently during this operation, I think it would be too difficult to actually distribute that out to everyone.
No, it's definitely a thing. What Ramos saying now, like this deployment will last for the rest of this year. We're in May now, so there is a good 5-6 months, maybe not.
May I interrupt with something completely unrelated?
If you can, put a comment or question in the chat, and then we'll get to it.
Well, it's more of like something serious. I only have like maybe 10 minutes to say it.
Go for it.
So I have my date for my heart surgery. It's gonna be on my birthday, May 27th. So I'm gonna be LOA for a little bit while they deal with that. Just figured since all the leads are here, I'd tell you guys all at once.
All right. Good luck with that, man. There's a spot in the forums that I'll give you a link to that you can post that in there so we have a record of it. So, in case some of us forget.
All right, cool. Just what I was about to ask.
Yeah.
Fucking terrified, man.
What were you saying, Sorensen, about
Oh,
the?
yeah. Sorry, I lost track there. Yes, with this deployment, I don't think even if our now it is a subject we can then discuss next year. But for now, I don't think it's the. It's not a thing that I.
Well, for the sake of realism too, you wouldn't have that something like that being issued typically in the middle of a deployment. You'd be trained up on it.
So
Yeah.
so we could easily keep the records of what we're talking about, and definitely consider it for next year. Like we can prepare the mods, we can do everything, but if we prepare everything and then just have it ready, then we can. Hey, maybe even they have put it out to. I know it's planning long ahead, but things are being planned.
Yeah, 2-5 or well, First Marine Division. It says they're experimenting with it right now. I don't know what that entails.
Yeah, but that's California. That's not Okinawa.
Sorry, we're talking 1st Battalion, 2nd Marine, 3rd Battalion, 6th, 3rd Battalion. Testing. So it's there, they're doing it, and who knows, maybe 2-5 will be. So
Wait,
let's.
are you guys
Well,
wondering?
that'll hit all the Mews before it gets
You know,
down to the regular line rifle companies.
Depending on the AI mods that you use, the suppressors may not doing anything. Like
Depends
I know
on the
that
mods
there's
and volume and all. It's not so much of engaging the enemy, or also that the same points that the.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
have to use headphones anymore.
Yeah, it'd
I'm
be
just,
easier
I'm
for us
just
to hear each other.
mentioning that the Alive system right now has a bug where the suppressors don't really affect your detectability.
I can promise you, we're not using Alive. We're either using is it ASR or Ecom. I'm pretty sure that if not both, then one of
I've never looked at the AI trees for those ones, so I wouldn't know. I've only looked at the alive one.
Well, I'll definitely add it to the testing. Test it with suppressors, so it's done and worry about it in the.
Well, you'll know because they'll beeline for you.
Oh, I know. It's more that when we go and test the AI monster, that we're also testing them, so see how they react, how they try to kill us in response. That's more what I'm going at here. Test it with suppressors if in the case.
May I also ask, like, in what situation that we would need suppressors? I mean, we're a pretty big group, so like, do we
It's
have
Well,
like
the
a
fact that's
special
being
forces or?
the topic that's being discussed right now is in real life, in the real United States Marine Corps, there are battalions that are being uh, handed suppressors. Yeah, if you check that out, to be used in a full Marine Corps wide way. So that's why we're discussing this. If we are going to go ahead and use suppressors, like we had the discussion from moving from the M16 to the M4 because the Marine Corps was doing that same thing, was moving from the M16s to the M4s.
May I just
Yeah.
add on that the M4 is a great gun.
There's a lot of different reasons to use
So
them. Fucking
has this suppressor discussion been resolved and what we plan on doing?
yep.
I think
Alright.
that's the best solution.
So East has a comment.
I think my comment was already the one I said there, talking about using the suppressor in my
It-
observations.
And then Seller had a question. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Yes, about the two questions actually. Okay. First one was are we opening up 3-1 Delta, 3-2 Delta?
3-1 Delta is pretty much 3-2 Alpha Axis. So it's pretty much there is a team in a match. I've always get updated.
Got it. And do we have the fill out for 3-3 Bravo and Charlie yet, or are those still pending positions?
We're
Like,
getting close.
about the whole 3-3 stuff right now, there is no 3-3. The only reason why they are in that position is it's a filler spot. So they are 3-1 Delta, and he's just technically holding that spot for 3-3 Alpha once we open it, because he will be moving there.
Got it. 'Cause that's the way Zeus works, right? Those placeholders.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, I remember now from the last meeting now. And platoon sergeant, is that something we're gonna look forward to filling in the future also?
Looking into having infantry. Yes, it will require a few discussions. That'll be done privately. Then we'll talk about.
Copy.
So, a month from now, things will probably have happened since.
To answer your question, Seller?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right. Baker, you have your question? Go ahead, Stat Sorensen.
So the deployment we're on. Now I know people are not. Some people big fans of it, but are using X public. So that's pretty much can't really it's sad to hear that they just don't want to buy it. Yeah, but if they need a cheap version of it, pretty sure we can out.
I actually bought someone Apex a couple weeks ago in the unit.
I'm just gonna
Now,
say real quick, if we have any comments or questions, please keep it in the chat of posting a C or a Q.
with the Apex talk, other thing, forgot about it. The Jets DLC. Now, this DLC put out, and there's a few things that I want to use. I think they're gonna be assembled aircraft carrier that we can get rid. Thankfully, they are a mess for say out. Now I know there's not a huge base in that set, but it's placement that will. I don't know what.
Oh, I love it. I hope to God we get to use that thing because that thing is dope as shit.
The only thing
Also,
there is it doesn't work internally, and there is not a lot of. There is a small room.
yeah,
That's it.
I don't mind it.
But yeah, we can try it out. See, like it we do it, and
Like you can have that next to our boat.
or just completely remove
Oh yeah, that too.
because it takes a lot of space back. It brings a. I kind of want to get rid of, get a better mod, better server.
Okay. And the only thing I have to worry about is if it is only going to be DLC accessible, or will it be like Arma 3 carts where you can get in the cart if you spawn in it, but you can't get into it unless you have it.
We'll test it before. We'll keep the daily is publicly available. I'm gonna put it straight up.
The carrier is available to everyone.
Good. That answers.
All right.
Yeah.
Recore, I was gonna move on. Are you good, Sorensen?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right,
Trying to
Recore, you
explain
have a
everything.
comment?
Yep. Like Hutchinson said, the carrier's given to everybody. The jets will only be able to use if you buy the content. So anything that's drivable, you have to buy it first.
That's fine. We don't use them.
Lavorce, question.
Right. What is in the cut water vehicles that we're using that would be replaced by the carrier?
The cup water vehicle.
The daily.
It's the daily and things that are with the new DLC. Place it carrier. Now I know carrier, but it also comes down to honestly.
Very buggy.
It's the same with the Nimitz. The Nimitz have some. I know it's but it's bugged. Old. You'll have ported it over. Now this is a vanilla armor made. As flutter.
Along with constant support.
Yes.
Does that answer your
thankful.
question, Lavorce?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Anything else?
I did have a recommendation about the the length of the deployment.
Yeah.
When you say it's going to last for the rest of the year, how many more deployments is that going to be? Because the last deployment, which was Rising Sun, was 9 operations, and that seemed plenty.
The idea with how we this is also why secondary. There is so much. Everything is now. I know it's been really following story couple, but they're having a say in what example we oriented as you requested, Rom, and you can decide which one. So, but at the moment, it's following a storyline. Start easing up ideas. I think it's well, but if people get to a point.
Okay. That answers my question.
Okay. Well, it's a matter of opinion. Of course, we're always in the series team. We're always that now consists of just me and Rob. We're always looking for new ideas. We have a lot of ideas written down, a lot of ideas that we're talking about constantly, but new ideas of what we want to always be. And again, if you see a series here, we are looking. Yeah. East.
Yeah, I just had a question. I know that we've talked before about wanting to prevent teams that sort of like lead to people thinking they're sort of like the elite special forces of the Arma universe within this within this unit to keep that kind of nonsense out of it. And I agree with that, but I'm just kind of curious if as we grow in size here, if there's any considerations to starting up like a recce platoon or something that's a little bit more specialized in terms of the way they operate, beyond the weapons that we're already talking about.
Talking like a reconnaissance team or something of the sort.
Yeah, exactly.
The discussion that were among HQ back when we
That's
talked about
the
recon
conception.
missions. Well, first of all, like we never really wanted to so we agreed on the recon missions. I think that was quite a success, and it's something that I want to see keep going. Because it gives people the chance to do things like that without the need of someone being designated to be. You see where I'm
Well,
going with this?
yes. One thing I was thinking though, if you're going to have something like a JTAC, you almost need some kind of small reconnaissance element to support that. And just because you have weapons company doesn't mean weapons company needs to. They can be attached through the different squads and fire teams. So,
I'm
JTAG.
gonna hop in on that
am I
real
making
quick.
sense a little bit or no?
I'm gonna hop in on that real quick. Currently, as of now, we don't really have a JTAC. I think we're good with our RTOs calling in strikes that we need to support the ground, and we're not sending like a
Okay.
yeah.
The
Yeah, because I
RTO,
know somebody
Deshaun.
mentioned something about something JTAC with the weapons team, but
Deshaun is JTAG qualifying and everything.
okay.
As the way we run it if he of course sees anything or gives information about if we ace down him about, let's say there's a driving from your court reported in, say giving a 7-line, and we'll there. I don't think at the moment that we need. I don't. But it's a personal opinion from experience that it just didn't work.
I'm in agreement with you. I was just kind of saying when somebody mentioned something to me about a JTAC position going forward, I thought that maybe you might need some kind of support element like that. But I see what you're saying, and I'm in agreement with you.
Okay, East, does that answer your question?
I'm sorry, my lady came down and was talking to me there. I got a little bit distracted from the conversation. I guess the big point for me is like I understand like the philosophical point of trying to prevent that stuff, but I think it's an interesting mission set that some people like myself would be interested in if it ever becomes a thing. And I think if we're smart about how we deploy that and smart about who we pick to put in there, I think we can prevent the negative parts of it while highlighting the positive parts of it. So I just want to put it out there as like a thing to think about as we continue to grow in size. And I don't want to like, tell the HQ to make decisions for, me. I'm not really looking for that, but just as a point of discussion to consider as we continue moving forward here.
So I think what you're trying to go for, I don't quote me, don't like correct me if I'm wrong, but if we like the LAR element that we have set up in place that would be opened up a while from now, right? Which uses the LAV and has a fire team in the back connected with the LAV, which would do like flanking maneuvers or utilizes the LAV to move around. Is that something that you would consider what you're talking about instead of a specific scout team or recon element that parachutes in the back or just goes into the back with silence rifles and shit like that?
Oh yeah, sorry, that's exactly what I'm talking. I'm talking about like traditional recce, like army recce, not like special forces kind of, dropping in behind enemy lines. I'm talking about exactly what you're saying there.
Okay.
Like everything for the LAR requires it requires the personnel, and I think we're quite hesitant to further than a weapon. I don't know if it's just me, but I think that's a weapons team is where we're supposed to be in the unit cycle.
Yeah. I don't know if you have it written down, Sorensen, but the discussion in the beginning for the order of opening stuff, from what I remember, was going to be opening up the entire platoon, opening up the weapons section, squad or two, dependent on how many platoons we have at that time. Then from there, opening up either the AAVs or the tank detachment.
We talk about
Or
the
that
tanks
can
before
change
LAR.
from the AAV or the LAR. It was one of those two.
Yeah. Oh, I don't completely remember. I have the note somewhere. Honestly.
But it was after the weapons is when we would consider looking at
Yeah.
LAR after we have about a platoon or two of individuals.
Just to be clear, like the idea of a unit like this is, of course, the infantry, the GCE. It's always the body unit. Elements like ACE, LAR, tanks, whatever. It's all supporting elements for the ground troops. So at any point we get to a place where ground troops, we have a foundation of ground troops, then we can start expanding. But as we're like, and again, we are quite hesitant going anywhere further than weapons right now. And I think it's the right decision. So we don't overextend ourselves and get like there is 50% support, 50% true. Yeah, that has definitely killed things before.
Yep. Know from experience.
Been there, done that. Not fun.
So sorry, East, did that answer your question?
It does. I mean, a lot of that information there about like your thought process is new to me. So I agree. I understand, and I guess we'll see how big we grow.
Okay.
We're getting there, man. Like the last, I can tell you, the last 6 months has been like from a standpoint of us, the people of us that created the unit. Like it's it's fucking insane.
The
Like
past 2 months we've doubled in size. It's yeah.
we went from being a squad and having operations where 5 people attended at some point to having 30 plus every op. It's wow. So yeah, we just need
I
to
feel
continue.
proud.
it's hitting a point where we can actually start being proud of what we're doing here. Like all the work and all the hours, all the everything, like the efforts have just been it's been paying out now. Um, Now we just need to act up to what we're talking about and get things done. That's what's happening right now. So yeah, like I can't talk on behalf of Ramos, but I know I'm every hour, every minute that I am not using on work, anything work related, I'm using on creating things for guys. That's the game servers or going through the forums, whatever. It's every day at the moment.
Yeah, my
So
grades have suffered in college because of this. I used to be a straight A student my first 2 semesters, and then this semester was just fucking went to shit because the amount of stuff I was trying to do.
I'll let Rose hear that.
Dirt.
Gonna be like, I'm not gonna play with people that put this unit in college.
Get the fuck out.
He's
not gonna play
he's
with
done
us
that.
anyways.
He's done that. This is a joke. So, but yeah. In regards to Droz, I know a few people have asked about. Without going into details, Droz got a new job, and one. Okay. Rose got a job and is using a lot of his time on that job. It's fine. In regards to if he returns or not, I have no free. So we'll see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like there's nothing to say to it. Real life comes first, always, and so it does for.
And
So
that's
we'll
understandable. But
yeah.
if he needs to take the time off, then we're gonna have to make sure that we get him and treat him just like we treat everyone else.
I know. And I'm working on it. It's quite hard to get in contact with. I had a very long and in conversation with him. We'll figure it out, get it done, and then we'll move on as a unit. Some people came to me and were worried about the unit is gonna end just because Drosh is not here. I can promise you that will not. I refuse to. So don't worry, we'll get it done. Things are working out, servers are running, and everything is just fine as it is. And no, he doesn't get treated too much differently than anyone else. I kinda didn't expect him to be this long. That's the sole reason I haven't done it. But we're getting there. Alright. Anything else? Last chance. Seller.
Is the Incon effects mod still on the table?
Yes, it's on the list to test.
Cool.
It's a very short list. I get to it, we'll get it done. Yeah, as mentioned here. A lot of things right now. I promise you, in what I talked with a few people about is with the Jets DLC coming out here soon, the mod pack update at some point. I'll follow up on that. There'll probably be some updates to the Jets and helicopters. So there will be a quite a big an update at some point where we're gonna remove and add and all that. So hopefully the testing will get done before.
Does that answer your question, Seller?
Yes.
Okay. And last chance. Anything you want to talk about? Time. 1371. Please. Oh, and combat engineers. It's in the notes from the last meeting. Yes. I will say though, we haven't gotten any further than what we talked about last meeting.
No, yeah, we've had way too much stuff just pop up on our plate to start trying to add stuff in, trying to fix what we have right now.
But it's in our notes. We'll get there as time allows. But I like I have written a lot down about it from. We had some definitely continuing with that. Right, going once, going twice, and third time. So, thank you for showing up. I'm actually quite glad that we are more than just 2 people. Kinda helps with everything. Next meeting will then be start of June. Give
It'll be June 3rd.
you. What a birthday! Oh, no, that's second. Sorry, wrong day. Nonetheless,
Belated present.
nonetheless, next meeting will be third. Other post and announcement section. You can also everyone can now see. Oh, be quiet. We have now put the calendar up on the front page so everyone can go in there and see what happens. Still updating it with 3-2 and 3 fire team training times and 3-2 squad. But it will be up to date during this week, so at latest tomorrow.
Very nice.
So, thank you for showing up again, and
This
all-
concludes our fucking meeting.
our second HQ meeting since we decided to make it public. Yes. I'll be there tomorrow. Please, let's test a new server and put some server load on it. See how it acts. Expect 40 people to be there. High expectations, but I know we can do it.
What time does the op start?
1900 Central.
1900 Central.
So yeah,
So
in
8
6
o'clock for
hours
me.
and 30 minutes tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
8
if you
o'clock-
look at the
8
front
PM
page,
for
it's
me.
got the time countdown to see how long we got till the operation.
Yeah, the front page is on Central Time, so it'll tell you exactly how much time you have.
Yeah, I'm
It's
Eastern Standard.
Not on
so-
local time anymore.
Yeah.
It was at some point because like Rico was like, "Yeah, now the clock is working," and I was like, "No, it's in minus already." So-
It's expired. What are you talking about?
Local time. But yeah, again, thank you for dropping by. Are clear to see or do whatever.
Clear to DC.
Sure.
So we're holding them here hostage.
Yeah, you're
They're
not
free
clear to
leave
disconnect.
whenever they want.
Not clear to disconnect. You need to stay here for the next 2 hours.
Stand in formation.
Well, if you insist.
Parade rest in front of your computers, gentlemen.
PT, let's go.
Oh, damn it.
Alright,
Yeah, right.
Hey, I started drinking when this meeting started, so.
Rod, are you
You
here?
got a question?
Damn, 12 o'clock?
Yeah, I did actually. I'm sorry I forgot it until after the fourth call for last questions. But I was just curious whether we're going to, it's a very small point, but open up the ability to have different eyewear in game. And the reason I asked this is that my fire team lead Hendrix has one of the sunglasses options in that he uses, and I like it because it makes it easier for me to identify him as an individual. Lavorce has unfortunately started wearing it as well, but nonetheless he's on my fire team, so it still kind of identifies those guys as being who they are. Just looking at the Marine Corps and regs, they're pretty lax when it comes to what kind of eyewear you can wear, as long as it's not like neon purple and like pink lenses. It seems like it's authorized. So I'm just curious if we're going to allow some of the other sunglasses to be used in game, just to allow us to be a little bit more individual in our Marine Corps uniform.
So with that, I will say that we don't really have a standard when it comes to that. However, it is, as long as it's not eccentric, which is what the Marine Corps uses, is no hard to fucking talk right now. Eccentric eyewear.
Nothing reflective or anything like that.
Yeah, but in here, that it's just like as long as you're not choosing the default like chick glasses, that'd be great.
Sorry,
We
that
we can add a few options.
Yeah, and you're able to pull them off from your
Grooming
whatchamacallit, your profile. When you're making
they-
an image, you can actually put the glasses on your character.
right,
Yeah,
and I have that, but when I go into the official op server, they get taken out.
Oh yeah, that's
I
because we
guess.
stripped them from.
Yeah.
Right. So
Um,
anyway, like, and that's fine if that's what we want to do. I'm just, I guess, asking the question to see if that was the intent or like where we're kind of at with
I
that. 'cause-
can definitely add some.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm not gonna add
Grooming
all crying kind of
stash.
fishy shit, but I'll add a few
You gotta
extra.
get the standard issue birth control glasses.
I have
Got
a
to.
comment.
I'll rock them.
Alright, I
The-
need
the
to
Marine
go.
Corps eyeglasses. Yeah.
I do want to add
Yeah,
one
the
thing for
BCs.
you guys, real quick. Quickly, East, does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
Okay. One thing I want to say, do you guys currently like the boxes that we have when it comes to being able to place them easily and all the materials in them? If there's anything that you guys see that's missing, always just let us know in the mod section or send us a PM and we'll definitely go ahead and fix that and add stuff to boxes. There's also another route that we can go, and that includes using Arsenal, where we can place all of the weapons that we're using into an Arsenal box and have people to customize that way. If that's something that is, I guess, interesting, if anyone's interested in using Arsenal instead of using what we currently have right now.
The box is much easier. If you add Arsenal, you tend to get people sitting there for 20 minutes playing Barbie.
Well, here's the thing. You can create the Arsenal box to customize so that you only specifically have the stuff that we have in our box right now.
So a limited Arsenal. Okay.
Yes.
Like what we had on the World War II op if you were
Yes,
there.
like exactly like what we had on the World War II op. That way people can actually see what they have and what they're putting on, and then they can save it, either through the Arsenal or through the loadout manager.
I don't mind either way.
Okay.
But I had a comment on the subject you guys were talking about before.
Oh, sorry, record. I didn't even see that. Go ahead.
I was like on the glasses and stuff like that. There's a lot of people. I don't know if you guys care so much, but there's a lot of people running around with fucking beards and mustaches and all sorts of weird shit.
Yeah.
don't
Personally, I honestly don't really care because it's a game, right? I'm not gonna tell someone to go change their friggin' character face just because he doesn't have a fucking clean shaven on there.
Yeah, it's you.
In my opinion, that's something that is like that's a personal thing that it's personal customization that you can do for yourself. I don't feel like I should have a need to tell you not to wear it or not to have that face.
Yeah. Fucking Rebel looks like Saddam Hussein.
He does, though. I'm so glad I'm not the only one who sees it. That isn't very nice.
All right, well, I guess Rebel will have to kick him out and hang him.
Oh, snap.
I'd like
East,
you to refer back to my pic.
Who's getting kicked out?
East, you had a comment?
Yeah, I guess like one of the things I was trying to like highlight with that eyeglasses thing, it's part of. I guess what I'm trying to say is like I get your point there, Ramos. Like I don't really care like people's personal preferences as long as it's not ridiculous. But the thing that it does give to us is that you're able to quickly identify people just by looking at them. Like I know like when I see Yi, I know I'm looking at Yi.
Why?
You
Because he's
know-
the only Asian guy?
Yeah, sure. And then I know when I'm
Or was
looking
that
at
his thing?
Hendrix, I know I'm looking at Hendrix because of like his combination of face and eyeglasses. So by
Uh-huh.
adding the different eyeglasses in, it'll actually allow a little bit more personalization. And I think there is a little bit of actual like in-game value to being able to like quickly look at somebody and know who you're looking at without the shack tack
Like what we do
overlay.
with the helmets?
Yeah, exactly. That's just like another little indicator that you're, you know who you're looking at. It might give you an indication you're in the wrong place for instance.
Like you're looking at a fire team leader, but now you want to know what specific fire team leader
Yeah,
you're looking at.
yeah, exactly.
I see that, and I agree with you, and I think we should definitely
There's
look
things we
into
could
adding
do
that
in
in.
game. You could have forced name tags, so name tags are always over the head, but
Yeah, but that breaks
it's
the
kind of
immersion.
ugly.
Yeah, I like the actual like realistic. You look at somebody, they look like the person they look like. I like that, and we can. I mean, we're kind of constrained by Arma in a way, but like if we can use like fucking shitty mustaches and/or eyeglasses to kind of simulate what in reality would be just a different face, then I think
Yeah,
that kind
and
of meets the aim.
Just saying that there's a server value that allows you to have names over people when you have your cursor over them.
yes, and we have that disabled just for the immersion.
Yeah. I mean, technically, we could make custom plate carriers for everybody with their names on it.
That's
but
way too fucking.
yeah,
It's like having a
there's-
custom helmet for every single pilot.
yeah, we're gonna have 500 fucking plate carriers in the box.
Well, that's
So-
not too bad if you're good at Photoshop.
Can
Well,
I
I
have a
mean,
My Little
I
Pony?
could do it, but that's gonna
But
clutter the box.
with every single individual person, like right now, it's fine, right? We have 30 or 40 people in GCE alone, right?
Yeah.
But once we get another platoon, what do you want to do? 60? You know how much
Yeah.
that's going to add
Right?
to the
Like,
mod pack?
that's-
Who grabbed
And
my
how
tac
difficult
vest?
it is kind of to find your freaking play carrier within everyone else's.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
just
god.
not ideal.
Well, for that, if we did go down that road, I could see then having the boxes for everything else, and then just giving us an arsenal crate with just everyone's plate carriers in it.
Possibly.
I mean, that would be a workaround, but then you still have to think, you have to scroll through all of them still to find
That's
them.
true.
I could make a mod that looks for the unique player ID in like a file, and then that player ID will automatically change their loadout to have it.
I mean, if you want to go ahead and work on that and submit it to us once you have a working version, that'd be great. So, that's on you.
I don't have any problems doing that. That's
It almost, at that point, it'd almost be cool to have like your tabs and badges and stuff for your schools and qualifications or whatnot too.
Well, they don't wear those on their uniform.
no. The only thing that can be done, like I can call, like basically what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna call an external asset into the game, and then I'm gonna associate that to a player ID. So like when you have your unique icon or whatever it is that you want to show up on your helmet, when it's called by your unique player ID, it will automatically just show up on your helmet.
Now, also, you got to remember this. Are you going to do it for all the privates that come in as well? And then leave within the next 2 weeks?
No, I think that's something that you guys are gonna have to figure out. Like, what rank do you want me to start at? Because I think they should at least be here for it to be worth the effort.
Yeah, I would probably say like land schoolie up. Honestly.
All the PFCs are going to say +1 to PFC because they outrank everyone right now.
I know. It's not the fucking
I
E5
mean,
mafia.
I'm gonna
It's
make it.
fucking PFC mafia right now.
I'm gonna make it pretty stupid proof. Like, it's gonna be one file that's gonna have all the player IDs in it, and it's gonna be a folder that the code is associated to, where all the names in that are. So it won't be hard adding people to it. It will be more of a pain in the ass to make the artwork for their helmet.
Well, it's for plate carrier. Or well, they have the name tape on the back of their helmets, don't they now?
Yeah, that picture. Well, I mean, some units make them do it, some units don't make them do it. It's all unit dependent.
Yeah. Dude, I was reading that article. Fucking, they're saying that maybe the M27 might become the new standard service rifle.
They've been saying that forever.
That'd be interesting.
It's a good
That or
gun.
the 416.
That is also a good gun.
I don't see it ever happening. The Marine Corps is very fickle.
I'd say picky over fickle.
They're fucking. I wouldn't. No.
No, East, you gotta say fuck off Congress, because they're the ones who make fucking the Marine Corps do everything.
The Marine Corps
Well,
tends to just take the dirt cheap way out
which is
You know
the
why?
M4s.
Because they don't
because
have
they
enough
don't have
money
the
to fucking
budget.
pay
Yeah.
for anything else.
Fucking M4s are cheap and they're amazing.
It doesn't make fucking sense, Ramos. Like, the Army, we all know. The Marine Corps is better. Just saying.
What is, like, I
Just
know
shit
this may
talking.
sound like a weird thing for me to ask, but what is actually the difference between the Army and the Marine Corps in the US?
The Marine
So,
Corps is
in
an
the United
amphibious
States,
force.
the Army is a land force and an occupational force. Their mission is to occupy territory. The Marine Corps, their mission is to invade by sea, take over ports, and other such items near coastlines, and create a foothold in the country.
So would a Marine Corps go in after a SEALs team or before?
So the SEALs team would go in to survey the beach and find any landmines that are planted or anything like that. They're a reconnaissance team, right? So then they would come back, and then like about a week or so later, the plan would be created or whatnot, and the Marines would go in. That's how that goes.
All right,
The
just gives me a
SEALs don't
little
just
bit
run
more.
in and start shooting shit, and then the Marines come in. They go get the surveys.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a little bit more insight of like where we actually stand in the military, because
Oh yeah,
I
we're
mean,
the first. We're the first to fight.
In terms of.
as a Canadian, I don't really know exactly how your guys' military works up there, or down there, should I say?
In
I never
terms
tell this
of
to a Marine,
like,
but technically the Marine Corps falls under the Department of the Navy.
yeah. But in terms
Sorry,
of where we've
Ramos.
been fighting, the Marines have been used as a fucking as the same as the Army has. Freaking.
Because we do a better job.
Mm-hmm.
East, you have a comment?
Yeah. So if you want to like create an attack dog, you take a dog and you don't give it much. You treat it shitty. You put it in a cage. You shake the cage around. You don't feed it, and you make a very effective attack dog. You want to make a lap dog. You give it all the things it wants. You treat it real nice. Lavish it with praise all the time, and it doesn't attack things well. The Marine Corps is the mean attack dog of the United States, and so
We don't
it's
take bullshit, people.
that's right.
There's a
Mean,
reason why
mean
when
dog.
the enemy talks about being afraid of fighting somebody, it's the fucking Marines that they're afraid to fight.
Yeah, because they're crazy.
No fucking shit.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what happens when I go out there. I'm
I-
like, da, 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 da. Fuck
I've
you up.
heard stories of like fucking people just joining it to kill people.
Well, it's if you want to kill somebody, it's a good way to do it legally.
AKA
yeah, that's
my
why I joined.
brother. Fuck.
I mean, as somebody who's into psychology, not on a professional level, I'm more curious on like what your mental state would be during that situation.
But when you're first going in, you're talking to a recruiter and you're saying, "Hey, I want to come join the Marine Corps to kill people," and he's like, "Oh,
No,
good,
no,
I got a
no.
paper
Like
for you to sign."
when you fucking go in and that's like your mindset going into the field, like I'm gonna fucking murder someone. I don't
That's
care how.
everyone's mindset.
It's not. I wouldn't say
When,
that you're saying
boy,
I
you
want to
talk to
murder
every fucking
somebody.
infantryman in the Marine Corps when they're going out to Iraq or Afghanistan. They're like, "Yeah, I want to fucking kill someone."
Slay
Yeah,
bitches.
yeah. Waiting
I
for
mean,
that firefight.
I don't blame them for feeling like that. I mean, look at the shit that the Islamics have done. But it's
There.
just like
Careful.
that's not healthy.
I don't know who's who in here.
That video there is awesome.
Not,
Yeah, it's
not.
funny.
I didn't say.
So
it
let's
that
go
way,
ahead and
but-
stop going into this topic that we're going into because I see this rabbit hole turning into a bad place.
That's what I meant.
Well, I wasn't trying to make
Does
it
anyone else have any
racist.
comments or questions regarding the unit and its place in time?
Still discussing this?
I did,
Yeah.
but I lost my train of thought.
I thought we were pretty much wrapped up. I'm sorry.
All right.
I didn't mean to distract it.
Well, some people were bringing up stuff for, the
It's all
plate
your fault,
carriers to
Gilbert.
get personal plate carriers and personal helmets for infantry. So y'all can,
Do you have
We don't
another
have
Do,
meeting
anything
after
do you
this?
want specialized plate carrier?
Some people said they did,
Shut up,
but
East.
East just wants his fucking pack of cigarettes.
Fucking cancer sticks.
There's a mod for that.
Yeah, there is. They have cigars too.
But in terms of the custom plate carriers, I can definitely make a mod that's able to do that and make it pretty organized and make it fairly easy to add new people. The only thing that you guys will have to do is add artwork.
Now, making things like that is not difficult, but it's a lot of work.
And you know who has to keep it up to date?
Yeah, guess who?
Ramos.
Or me,
you're
considering
wrong
I'm
about
doing
that,
the
'cause
mod
I
pack.
haven't touched the mod pack in ages.
No, not that. That's part of personnel staff.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't. I'd program the code in a way where it wouldn't be calling from the mod pack. It'd be calling from the server. It'd be server side. Because then it would
That'd be
be
better.
it'd be absurdly large.
Yeah.
Well, think
Well, it'd
about
be
it.
full
If
of
you
PAA
have
files.
if you have 60 PAA files just for textures,
But the reason why it's done with Ace is because I can't. So, I do.
This guy over here. Fucking
well,
sword
I know
stuff.
how to make mods in Armor. I was offering, but if you guys don't want me to do it, I don't. it
It's not
doesn't
so much
bother
that,
me.
it's more people need to keep people things as it is right now. Not a lot of people are doing things and being. That's the sole thing I have against it. I don't mind
Right.
people doing,
Well, no
but
worries.
I have a workload that's can do. I don't know about Ramos. I guess the same.
I
Yeah,
respect
I won't be
that.
able to fucking work on it.
Hard pass.
So good. I think I'm good. I don't know. I don't have anything to discuss. I don't really want to discuss anything else now.
You and Sorensen need to have a discussion.
Yes, that needs to happen. Sorensen.
I have a suit.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Because now no longer part of the suit team.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, anyway, we can disband now, guys.
We spent 20 minutes
Disperse.
ago.
Let me know when
Minions,
you're done, Sor.
disperse.
Retreat! Retreat!
No.
Disappear
Attack in the
into
other
the
direction.
trees. Disappear into the trees.
Hey,
I'm gonna
Sor.
run away, play my instrument.